Hello students, I want to walk you through these first labs, these pre-labs. The most challenging thing is figuring out how to access the labs. So here we are on the home page, and I'm going to click content, and then I'm going to scroll down and see how you can access the textbook from right there, and you can always access it from right there. It doesn't matter what module you're in. But when you go to access the labs, you have to go into the proper space to be able to access them, even though they're all pointing to the HOL labs. After this first pre-lab, uh, you still need to use the specific links right down here. So let's start at the beginning. The first lab is basically a thought experiment. You are not doing an experiment, you're just reading and writing. One person asked me if they could print this and handwrite it, and I'm fine with you doing that. You won't really have an opportunity to do that with future labs, but for this one, if that's easier for you, you're welcome to do it. And then see how this is the Word document, but this is the Dropbox. And if I scroll back up here, I could also go back when I was done doing my work and click on assignments. And then you're going to see that that's where you're going to submit that assignment. So let's go back here. So paper lab, you don't need the lab kit or access even to the online lab forum until you get down to here, the HOL pre-labs. Now these can be done without the kit as well, and so you should be working on this week. These first deadlines are are at the beginning of next week. Sorry, I'm trying to get better at not including dates in my videos so they have more lasting meaning for students. So next Monday, that's due, and I'm making this video in spring of 2022. So when you click first on these documents, you just get like a how-to, right? And then you get into the getting started lesson. Okay, and so, sorry, I must have clicked on the same thing. And then you click these arrows and more help documents, how to submit your reports. And now we are into this getting started lab. So if I track my process back here, remember we were in assignments, and then we scrolled down until we saw the lab work, and then these are the tutorial documents. So you just open wiki pages, but then see how these say external learning tools. You need to click on each one individually. Like going into the getting started one does not give you access to lab safety. You have to come back to the classroom and click on lab safety, and that will open that lab for you. And so see also, let me expand my view. See here in the top right, if you are getting into the screen, right, you can get into these pre-labs, but you can't actually see the actual labs until you get your kit, and then you enter the kit code, and that unlocks the actual labs. But don't wait to do these getting started, lab safety, and Vscope labs, because they don't require that you have that kit code, and they're due now. And if you leave all this behind, past the deadline, you'll have a lot to do in the coming weeks. So getting started, lab safety, and using the Vscope. Another thing I want to emphasize is that the Vscope is our virtual microscope. So sometimes in the labs you're asked to like prep a slide and work through that, and I have a bunch of lab videos that will take you through that. But sometimes it says look at a slide, and you're supposed to just look with the Vscope, but you don't have the slide in the kit. And so in this first one you'll be practicing using that Vscope, and then in later labs you might like query slides from the slide library in the Vscope and look at them there. But like when we're doing the plant materials labs, you are actually going to prepare a slide and look at it with the pocket microscope that comes in your lab kit. All right, then once you're done with those three modules, getting started, lab safety, and Vscope, you submit it to this Dropbox and see how I clicked there was in the content. I can load it right here, or I can go up to assignments and find that folder. So all three of those pre-labs that I just showed you for HOL go into this one folder. They're 10 points apiece. This worksheet, Botany and Experimental Design, is 30 points, and submit the document that you download to work in. Don't like copy the answers into a blank document. That makes it hard for me to grade. And then also due next week are the topics and citations, and I'm trying to make very directed comments in the discussion to really warm you up to the idea of our final project. And so go to discussion. We still have the student introductions discussion open, but our first content discussion is also open. So I hope to see you there. And let me know if you have any questions. I prefer that you email me in the classroom because I go to the classroom first and check my margaret.gaddis@cccs.edu email later in the day. It's not my priority. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day. Let me know what you need.